Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a great start to your days or great endings of your days. This is an afternoon, evening upload for a lot of folks. Yeah, pretty good tutorial here. I actually threw up on screen my personal eBay store. And I wanted to take some time to kind of share in of what I'm doing and discuss kind of like best practices, trying to run an efficient e-commerce platform on eBay. You got a lot of you don't know, but I used to have an Amazon store, a very high volume Amazon store where we sold, me and my wife sold kitchen goods, and we did really well. It's just that we decided to get out of that particular platform because a few of the seller changes that were kind of happening on through Amazon. So we elected to move away from that platform. Not saying that it's not a great platform at all, but I wanted to boost my eBay store as my primary site to sell all sorts of different things. So we're going to kind of talk about what I'm selling, what the keys are, what kind of like personal goals and expectations you guys should be aiming for, whether you're a brand new out of the box seller or one that's been around for a little while. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can maximize, I guess, sales the best that you can. When I got into this, I've always had an eBay account. I've had two of them. The first one I had very early on. I think I opened it like 2000 or 2001 or somewhere around there. And that particular account got hacked at one point. I ended up just closing it. But I've had that account for like 8 years. This one right here, which this is my eBay handle right here, Cuckoo times 10. Don't ask me how I got that name. I'm really not cuckoo. I think my mom ended up saying something to the effect, "You're cuckoo" or whatever. Yeah, you know. So, not me personally, but you know, she's a funny woman. But I ended up opening my store back in 2010. It wasn't really a full-fledged store like it is today, but it's always been something. And I've sold a myriad of different things, from electronics to coins and collectibles and trading cards, sports cards, silver. I've sold silver through the years on this platform under this particular name, and everything else. Even done some clothing. Haven't really cross-sold to like Poshmark or Mercari. I just don't think that I need to do that with this platform, because you do get a lot of people cross-shopping through eBay. eBay is one of the primary sites, e-commerce wise, right up there along with Amazon and a few others. So it's definitely a site that I personally trust in, and that's why I'm investing a little bit more time and a little bit more money in making sure that I'm boosting my listing count. I'm taking advantage of draft batching, which I might talk about later on in this video. That's actually something that I could probably spend a whole different video discussing, but what I did was I clicked in my store, and I started at the highest price, so that way you guys can see the dollar values of all the items that I'm selling. Now you'll see some fixed priced buy it now listings. I could actually kind of segregate this right up here by these three buttons, but I do have coins. This particular one right here, this 22S piece dollar with the toning, I have that one as a buy it now. I have other coins, of course. We got some of these Retain Cud 2021 coins. I have a few of those currently for auction due to popular demand. This might be the last, I guess, set, because I have two of them on there. One with just the crack, and the other with just the one with the interior die break and the full or almost full cud. The Retain Cud is what it is. I have those on there, respectively, as a 7-day auction, and these end in a day. So I have those as regular auctions, 7-day auctions, and I have more fixed price listings with best offer options. And yeah, if we just go on down the line, you'll get an idea of some of the items that I sell, both coins and sports cards and trading cards, and you might even see a couple of other different items in here, like electronics, and I'll intersperse those in there as well. I've even been known to list things like, say, video games on here. But you'll see that on all of my Buy It Now listings, I do free shipping. All right, and that's totally by design, because the amount of money that I'm asking for these items with the free shipping will be worth the free shipping. And generally, a lot of the free shipping for all of these items are going to be under 4-ounce bubble mailer, first class mail type of items with tracking. And, you know, to spend $4 or $5 for free shipping on some of these goods that cost, say, maybe $20 and up are kind of smart ideas, okay? Because as a buyer, people gravitate more toward the listings that offer free shipping because they feel like they're getting the best value, right? It's like you're buying something, you're getting something for free. All of a sudden, you see it as a huge value, and that's what you want to ultimately express to your customers, that you are getting an extra perk by buying some of my items. But you know, we go on down the line, and you're going to see that you know, everything photographically is crystal clear. It fills up the entire frame of that listing window on there, and that's kind of some of the best practices that I like to teach with a lot of the beginning eBayers or the novice, you know, e-commerce folks. Taking great pictures with the best possible lighting is going to be paramount in long-term sales success. Because when you're getting into eBay and you want to make this either a supplemental income, because a lot of my audience, a lot of the folks that watch these have their own regular jobs, okay, and they leverage their regular jobs to pay the mortgage, the rent, pay a car payment, credit cards, utilities, put food on the table, put clothes on your kids' back, things like that. But with integrating an e-commerce platform and setting specific goals, and we'll talk a little bit about that, you're going to be able to match how much you make at your daytime job. Let's say, for instance, you take home in a month net $2,500. You get into e-commerce, you apply yourself, and you list a certain goal of items per day, which it could take an hour out of your day. You could list 10 to 20 items, and that could be part of your overall monthly goal. Because if you could list up to, say, 200 to 300 items per month, that's going to help you get noticed in the eBay algorithms. When you have more items, it's going to make you a lot more relevant. And therefore, they're going to place you a lot higher in those searches for a lot of folks to come to your store and buy up some of your items. And then ultimately, you want to match your $2,500 amount a month regular pay with $2,500 e-commerce profitability. You mash them all together, all of a sudden you're making double your money. All right, so what's the catch? Well, if we went all the way up to the top of the screen, see how many results I have? 337 individual items. Most of them are Buy It Now fixed listings, but that's going to be your key. You want to get as many listings up on eBay as humanly possible. To list a lot of these items, it's free. You're allocated quite a few photographic images that you could plug and play into each one of these listings. So it's not like you could, just put up two photos per listing. You could put up a lot more than that if you want to. But when you look up and down, kind of like all of my listings here, what do you guys notice? Other than the fact that what I do sell on here is mostly collectibles and all that stuff. Cards, you know, sometimes I'll have like Magic the Gathering deck sets and singles and stuff like that. What else do you guys notice about these listings? A lot of it is singular items, and they're all quite small. These are sized cards. You know, these are card size. Take a moment to take a look at this Bo Bichette rookie. See, it's a small card. It's flat. It's portable, and it's very easy to ship. You put it into into one of these top loaders right here, and you insert it into, say, what they call a team bag, which is a bag that's a little bit bigger. You could see, like, this is a good example here. See this trading card? It's in a team bag to help protect this the magnetic slab holder for the card. But you would take something like this bag right here, and you would insert your card in there. These cost next to nothing. To buy a pack of 100 is like $5 or $6. So that could easily integrate into your cost for shipping supplies and things like that. But see how small that is, even in the holder. But that thing's more rigid than just sending the card off. So again, this top loader, pennies on the dollar. By the time you factor in everything is quite cheap. But you'll notice that my bread and butter is all smaller items, okay? And the big reason why I choose to sell these smaller, kind of like what I like to call sample-sized items, is that they are easy to ship. And when they're easy to ship, they're also inexpensive. So when you get to some of these items that are these size, whether they're a collectible coin, or a sports card, or something to that effect, maybe a Pokemon card. You guys see I got one right there. All right. The idea is you want to be able to fit them in either one of these two different packages. Okay, we have a standard, this is a number 8 sized envelope. Okay, and this right here is a 000 bubble mailer. All right, so each of these are quite inexpensive when you buy them in bulk. Sometimes I'll have to run to a local store like Walmart and buy these in quantity because I run out and I forgot to order them order more from like Uline or eBay. The number 8 plain white envelopes, and you can ship out items, cards, coins in the number 8 plain white envelope if and only if the card has card value at the time of sale is $20 and under. Okay, you can't say send a card that you sold for $25 through the first class plain white envelope option because it's over that price range threshold. In addition, it needs to be under 3 ounces, and it does come with tracking. So as long as you process all of your shipping through the eBay platform, which is like easy, everything's going to be kind of all inclusive. You're going to get your tracking. It's going to print out your label. Me personally, I like to print out on Avery label stock, so that way I can just peel it, slap it on my package on this package. Yeah, you guys are sickos. And then send it off. It couldn't be any more easy. Plus, it takes the money out of your sale, and then whatever's left over. And by the way, they also take out the fees that are associated with the final sale. So couldn't be any more easier. It's inexpensive. My cost to ship in a plain white envelope for items that are $20 and less is 93 cents or lower. I've actually sent out some of these plain white envelopes. And by the way, if you buy the plain white envelope option through eBay, it's they don't send it through the sorting machine, because once they scan it, it'll show that they can't put this through the sorting machine, and it'll protect the item that's in there. But couldn't be any more easier. And that's why I choose to do, and sell the items that you see on screen right now. Now, the only exception in all this is I had this video game controller, these Xbox controllers, that I ended up picking up for $11 at Target. They had them on clearance. Yeah, they're kind of a pink color, but I was able to snag a number of them at this $11 price tag. The $50 shipped will allow me to ship these out through a UPS ground smaller box, and I'd be able to still profit about $32 per controller if I sell them. But I have to sell them, and they all have to be, right in the target, I guess, market price for that item. If you're way too high up here, it's not going to sell. But I have 4 of them available. I have yet to sell one, and I've had these up on here for a while, since September 20th, as a matter of fact. So these have been on here for like 3-4 months. No action, but I'll keep them on there anyways. But if we go to something else, let's go to, let's see, one of the coins here, and like this Roosevelt dime with the toning on there. All right, so you're afforded, I believe, up to 12 images per listing. If you could use all of it, that'd be great. But you have to apply a little bit of common sense. Like, don't flood it with like different kind of like tilted images of the coin. It's annoying and it shows poor quality. Here's what I like to do. So this is a graded coin. So what I do is I crop the obverse and reverse image of the coin that's photographed directly in the holder. I crop them, mate them together, and I also put the cropped slab label. You can see it there on the bottom center in between both coins. But at the same time, I also like to include full images of the slab because the condition of the slab does matter as well to the people that want to collect these. Because if, say, there's some chipping or a crack in the slab, that's going to affect the value of the item. Because at the end of the day, you don't want your customer to go out of their way to send this coin back to PCGS for a reholder, because that costs money. But you can see right here that I've added 3 total pictures, and that's all that you need to add in for this particular listing. Let's go ahead and check out one of my 2021 Lincoln cents up here, this one here. And you'll see that in this listing, I only have two photos. One full obverse image, and by the way, I took that picture on my iPhone, and I did all the cropping right on my phone, and I listed it directly from my phone. But you'll see that I only have 2 images, and sometimes that's all you need. I have a full obverse and reverse image of my coins. And same with cards too, especially sports cards. People are very finicky about their sports cards. So if I went to, say, this Lewis Hamilton orange refractor card, I have a full picture of the obverse of the card. All right. As you can see right there, you're able to see all 4 corners. You can see the surface of the card. It's crystal clear. I have a full reverse image of the same card as well. And then finally, any sort of condition areas that are worth mentioning, I also add a close-up of that. Like this one has a little bit of a peeled kind of edge to it on the reverse. So, you want to make sure that the items that you do list, you also point out all of the pertinent condition kind of notes in there as well, because you don't want to just list it and not say anything about the fact that it has a damaged corner, or the autograph is smeared, or the coin has been cleaned because it's obvious, or it's got a scratch or something like that. You want to make sure that you're also able to list all of the pertinent information condition-wise about the item, so that way you don't get a return levied against you, because the idea is you want to become that top-rated seller. And at this particular time, I don't think my account's in top seller status. No, it's not. But you have to sell a certain amount of items. I think it's either 100 or 150 items per month for 3 consecutive months. So essentially, it's like 400 to 500 items in a 90-day period to get a top rated status. And then when you're able to get that status, it seems to me that the floodgates open, and then people all up and down, everywhere, are coming to see your items. But that's ultimately where you want to kind of, make your goal and your trajectory, is that you want that top-rated seller status. As you can see, I combined both seller and status in one word, stallus, salad, or something. I don't know. Let's talk a little bit about inexpensive items. Let's see. So I do have inexpensive items on here, but I also have items that are that haven't bid yet. I just put up this flash sketch on last night, and I started at 99 cents, but you'll notice that I charged $4.50 shipping. So that's a combination of the shipping fees and the supplies and the handling and all that stuff. I make nothing, but you want to be able to ask for a little bit more money up and over how much the fees are to send it first class with tracking in a bubble mailer. All right. Which is about $3.75, somewhere around there. So you want to have a little bit of a pad, because eBay does take a little tiny percentage off of your shipping, because people used to overcharge for shipping to compensate for a low dollar value of the items sold. But you're going to see that the cheapest items that I have for sale currently is $5.99. And there's a reason for that. A lot of these cards I picked up either cheap or free. And you want to be able, through the process of choosing the right items to list on eBay, you want to be able to, at the very minimum, 3x your money. Okay, so let's say, for argument's sake, this Andrea Bargnani autograph I picked up for $1 or $2. Okay, I want to sell it for $6.99 after shipping. By the way, that one qualifies for the plain white envelope shipping. At the end of it all, after fees and shipping, which should be about 70 to 90 cents, I want to be able to make about $4 to $5 net. All right, and keep in mind, that seems like a little bit. However, when you look at the overall bigger scale, the bigger picture of it all, you want to be able to knock out a lot of $5, $10, $15, $20 items, like bam, 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 bam. I generally sell anywhere from 10 to 20 items per day, and I have to backfill and then put in more items in there. I'm starting to get into a stride. I ended up listing, I think, about 35 to 40 items from last night to right this moment. And they're in certain periods. Like I did a lot of listing between like 4 and 5 o'clock before I had to get ready for dinner and do all that stuff. I think I listed about 25 items in that 1 hour period, which is kind of easy to do once you hit that stride. It's always tough to get started listing on eBay. It's like really slow, and then you get into a rhythm, and then you have to get into that rhythm. And anything that interrupts you during that time will force you to restart from the beginning and get into that rhythm again. And you don't want to do that. But $6.99, $5.99, this is the absolute floor of the items I want to sell, because I don't want to sell no $2, $3 items and then only make $1 and then put in a ton more effort in packaging and shipping and then, like top loaders and all that stuff. You're going to end up either a wash or not making money at all. And it's no fun just making $1 off of an item. All right. So, realistically, my cost basis on all of these cards right here, and I pick up a lot of lots, and that's where a lot of the success comes into play, is going to sports card shops and flea markets and things like that and buy things in bulk, go through them, and you're going to find a ton of stuff to list. And because of that, I'm able to right now, currently, I was making a lot more about a year ago, but currently my average has been $3,000 to $4,000 extra dollars in income, net gross profit to me, as a result of selling like a lot of these smaller, cheaper items My average sale price on a lot of these items are right in that $20 to $30 mark. You don't have to get crazy by selling or having to find hundreds of dollars of items out there. Like, oh yeah, I gotta find myself something that I'll sell for $100 to $200. You don't have to get to that level yet, but you do have to build up, and in leveraging a lot of these lower dollar items, which aren't a huge liability at all for yourself and your customer, is a really smart deal. And then, of course, the communication part of it is also equally important as well, because you have to communicate with your customers. Some of the most successful eBay sellers have a habit of sending their customers a courtesy message. Say, hey, I'm processing your shipment. I'm going to package it up and I'm going to get it in the mail later this afternoon. Thank you so much for your business. And that's something I think I need to do a little bit better job of doing on my eBay. This is just one of many streams of income that I'm leveraging right now. And the sports card market, has cooled down a little bit. But, when you have, some pretty solid buys right here at $10 or less, this all compounds into one great big check at the end of the month. And that's why I love doing it. It's work. You're going to have to spend like an hour or two every night packing and then shipping your items and then driving it across town to the post office. That's kind of the lesser of two evils, but you track your mileage and all that stuff, because these are all things that you could write off at the end of the year. Get that taxable income down, because you're going to be above and beyond the $600 a year threshold anyway, so you might as well make it a business. Even if you make $30,000 to $50,000 a year selling on eBay, it's not nothing. It's actually a pretty good amount of money supplemented on top of whatever your main income is. And I've had nothing but a lot of fun doing it. But as you can see, when you get into selling on eBay, you have to recognize what you want to sell and try and stick to that same item. If you want to sell, say, men's and women's clothes, then stick to that and don't integrate too much of like some of the other weird, funky stuff. Like me personally, I probably would not want to cohabitate sports cards and various other collectibles with, say, selling old used electronics. Okay, you probably don't want to do that. You want to try and single out a specific niche to your store and then just go for it. I know people that do video games and all that stuff. And finally, I'm going to leave you with this kind of this thought that a lot of people have thrown my way. And it's okay. It's a common thing that I've heard, is that there's just way too many people selling on eBay. I can't sell anything. I've posted 20 items. I can't sell anything because the market's flooded of a specific item. And I'm telling you, if that's going to be the mentality, okay, it's going to be something that'll lead to an eventual downfall. You have to keep in mind, there is no shortage of people selling on eBay, okay? Additionally, they could always use more fresh inventory of everything, all right? People love variety. People love to shop from home. And that's something that you got to keep in mind. If you have kind of like this single kind of like tunnel view of doing business and working, doing e-commerce and all that, then yeah, you will fail. But you have to open up your horizons. You have to recognize that there is a lot of opportunity out there, right? It's like getting into YouTube. Oh yeah, there's way too many people doing comedy on YouTube. No, there isn't, because they don't have you on there. It's same with eBay sales. Oh yeah, the sports card selling market on eBay is way too flooded. Nobody will recognize my stuff. I'm like, are you sure? I think you're short selling yourself when you think that way, and you don't want to think that way. You want to go into it with passion. You want to go into it with a realistic expectation and goal. Like, a lot of these items are priced cheaply, but are they the most cheapest items out there? Some of them are. Sometimes you have to undercut the other guy that, say, has the same T. Higgins rookie card, which, by the way, he's going to the Super Bowl this year in a week or whatever. You have to understand that undercutting the next guy is fine. You want to try and move your aged inventory out as quickly as you can. I have some items on here that have been on here for 6 months to a year. I need to go in, reprice everything so that way they do disappear. And sometimes that's what you have to do because the items are good. The items are not going to do any good if they're just sitting there. You want to convert it into cash. The idea is you're trading $1 for $2, $3, $4. Not the other way around. All right, you don't want to sit there and pay $5 and not get anything for it because it's sitting in your eBay and you're asking too much for it. So those are a few of the things that you have to keep in mind when you want to be successful at selling on a platform like this. Again, eBay has been fantastic. It could be your friend, and I have done it the right way for the past 12, 13 years that I could confidently say I wouldn't mind spending a lot of time building up my store. I want to get to 1,000 items on there and get to 1,500. And I think I'm going to challenge myself and actually do that. And then just kind of monitor the amount of money that does come in from the sales and then, treat it like a business. You gotta separate out the money, the profit over here, and you also have to cut and carve a piece of it here to oversee things like supply costs for maybe gasoline. You want to probably put a separate bucket for all the expenses that you put into the business, but also put away a little bit of money so you can pay your estimated taxes every year. So just in case, especially on your first year, it's very important because these are going to be some things that are Greek to a lot of people. If you haven't run a business before, you need to have that competitive advantage of having all of these things that you've invested into your company. Okay, that does include mileage. The amount of mileage that it takes for you to get from your home or your warehouse or wherever it is to, say, the post office and back, or to a distributor and back. You have to keep good information. There are apps for mileage that you could use. I'm old school. I use a ledger and I log all that stuff. And then at the end of the year, you'll find that you've put in, 10,000 miles toward your business by going to the post office, by going to Walmart, by going here, there, and everywhere for your business. And again, you got to treat it like that. And if you do that, then, it's something that'll pay off dividends for years to come. And you keep going out there, you keep grinding, finding new inventory, bring it back, list it. It's a lot of work. But, if you want to get away from the normal kind of daily grind 9 to 5, and this is kind of like part of the reason why a lot of people are leaving their regular jobs right now. They're saying, I quit. Is that they recognize the ability to do things like retail arbitrage, to do things like reselling on Amazon and eBay and Shopify and all that stuff. So there's a lot of opportunities. You have to recognize what you want to sell and then, run and gun. All right. And manage your cost basis on all your supplies and all of the inventory that you do buy. All the while counting all the dollar bills and 5s, 10s, 20s, and 100s that come in your way each and every single month. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys have like a certain goal of what you want to do with this, whether it's, I want to be able to retire when I'm 50 instead of 62 and a half, do something like this, because this is going to be the wave of the future. It already is. People are buying from home. They're very comfortable doing that. The pandemic has accelerated that desire and need to do everything retail-wise online. Okay, and it's never been stronger, and it's going to continue to get stronger. You guys just need to carve your name out of this and make a difference for you and your family. And that's what I want to talk about. Sorry for being too kind of like explanatory in this and wordy. I know I get a lot of flack for that, but I don't care. I was able to get all the important, pertinent information that it takes to really build an eBay brand out there. And again, there's no quit in all this. The cool thing is that you can make this your new Monday through Friday job, okay? And you work all these hours. You know, you can work the same 40 hours, and then get, you know, you get much more money than, say, working that job where you're making $20 an hour. There are times where I've had days like, where's my retained cut die break coin? Okay, so see, I got a message. That's good stuff. Highest price. So you do notice that these coins right here, you know, $465. That's a lot of money for a damn penny. $320 here on this one. You know, and they're going to sell within minutes of each other. All right, that's going to be 2 items that I sold probably combined for around $800 or more. And that is just a little sliver of possibility of doing this. I've had a bunch of funky sales like you would. I've sold items for 5 figures before on here. I've had sports cards where I've sold for $5,000 to $10,000, and sometimes they come up when you least expect it. I also pay to have things graded through PSA and PCGS and all these graders. But the whole process is a lot of fun, and you can make it fun. You can make it a business. That's it. Sorry about that, guys. It's just a lot of fun, and I wanted to share in on what you can do to move the needle in your life. And again, there is no shortage of people out there selling on eBay, but at the same time, the system needs people like you, like me, who are hungry, that want to pursue something like this. And you know what the best part of this? Everything is done on a computer. Like right now, you guys see my face. This is kind of like the only interaction that you and I will ever have in this video. But it sure as heck beats working at a car dealership, trying to force someone to buy a $50,000 truck, and at the end of the whole process, they end up saying no for whatever reason. Sometimes that you can't help that, but on here, everything is all cloaked. You know, nobody has to speak face to face, which is cool. You know, it's a very private, personal experience that again makes a lot of money. All right, there are months where I've sold $20,000-$30,000 and have netted out 75% profit at that amount. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Thank you guys again for joining in. I'm your host Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound. As always, we're selling together, baby. Keep going, keep pumping, and yeah, have fun. Most importantly, have fun. If you're not having fun doing this, then don't do it at all. Because you definitely don't want to hit that $600 IRS threshold. You don't want to do that. Well, that's all, guys. You guys take care. I'll see you on the next coin video. So long.